Hello and welcome to my tarot channel. Today we are going to discuss what will be your life after next 5 years or 5 years from now. You can select your pile. This is the first pile and second pile will be this. So accordingly, the pile that attracts you the most, you can decide it and we'll discuss it. Okay. Okay, so now we have to start with the reading of pile number 1, that is this pile. I'll be choosing cards. So I'm choosing cards based upon my intuition. The number of cards are also decided by my intuition. Okay. Let me arrange this first. Okay, so I hope you can see everything clearly. Okay, so first of all, I'm seeing that there will be time that you have suffered from depression or thoughts due to your past. It can be possible that you may be abused or people have not treated you the way you are. Sometimes when we are very good to others, others blame us, others people try to manipulate us, they try to destroy us. Okay, they don't treat us the way we are and they take us for granted. So it is possible because of this card. Then after that, even in that situations, you were the person who never give up. Okay, you never give up. Maybe this kind of situation you are facing right now, if you will give up, you will lose everything. But if you will move forward, after the next 5 years, you can achieve everything that you have always wished for. And justice will be there. Justice will be there. God will decide and God will give you the positive results based upon the actions that you will be taking right now. Okay, if you will be taking positive actions, then you'll get the positive result. Okay, if you'll give up right now, then things will not go in your favor. Okay, you can do everything. You have all your resources, you have money, you have power, you have potential, you have skills. Okay, you are divinely protected. God is protecting you always. So the only thing is, you have to just focus on yourself. You have to focus on your positivity. See, right now you are seeing the world with your perspective on the basis of what happened in the past. Leave whatever happened. Leave. If things are not in your favor, don't hold them. You have to release them and move forward in your life. If you'll move forward in your life, there is high chances that you'll be very successful in your career, you'll be very successful in your relations. People see, it is life and people will judge you. when you are not doing well, people are going to judge you, people are going to troll you. Okay, but later on, when you'll achieve success, when you'll have everything that you have always wished for, then what will happen? Then those people will come back, okay, as your well wishers. This happens when you are falling, people will laugh at you, but when you'll rise, either they'll get jealous, okay, and or they'll come and praise you. They'll get jealous. I can see that many of the people that are around you, it can be your friends, it can be your relatives, they'll get jealous at first, but when they'll not be able to beat you, because you are here turning out to be a warrior. In next 5 years you'll be established in your career, in your life. You can even get a marriage proposal. It will depend upon you if you want to accept that and move forward with it or not. Okay, problems will be there, but you will act as a warrior. You will face those problems without fear, and this will help you to achieve everything that you have always wished for. Okay, so and justice will be always God always help those people who help themselves. So if you are going to act in act as a warrior, if you are going to fight by your life battles, then you'll be able to overcome any obstacle that will come in your path. Okay, you have to be very aware of the people who are trolling you right now, who are disrespecting you, disregarding you right now, because even if you achieve everything after next 5 years, in the period of next 5 years, those people will come back and they'll start acting as your well wisher. So try to be away from those kind of people. Don't allow yourself to get attached with them, okay, because it is their nature. They'll come and they'll go. When everything will be fine in your life, everything will be going good, they'll try to be in your touch. And when everything, your life will be destroyed and you are not able to find any hope in life, they'll make fun of you, and they'll even make you more disappointed with yourself. And if you are getting very disappointed with the situations, with the people around you, just try to cut your contact with them and try to focus on yourself. You can do meditation, you can work on your skills, okay, and in a period of next 5 years, I can guarantee you, you will be having everything that you have always wished for. But the only thing is, you have to put efforts. You have to keep moving forward. Life is not very easy for everyone, okay. There are struggles for in most of our lives. We see a lot of struggles, then only we achieve success, okay. Most of the people are not born with silver spoon, okay. So what you have to do, you have to just keep moving forward. You have everything, you have full potential. You have to realize your potential. You have to just focus on yourself. Let others say what they are saying. Let situations, don't try to control your situations. Whatever is happening for its own good. If you are not getting the result right now, you are working hard right now, I can see it. And if you are not getting result, it's okay. You'll be getting your desired result in future. The only thing is, you don't have to give up. You have to just keep moving and try to just don't get attached to the people who are acting as a well wisher right now. And this kind of thing happens, that people, when we are in at our very lowest stage, people try to make fun of us. The people who are making fun of you right now and trying to get more information about your life, so that they can do gossips, they can make they can troll you, and they can disrespect you in any manner. Just ignore them, okay, right now also. And after 5 years, when you are going to get all the success and everything in your life, okay, try to just stay away from them. Stay connected with them, right? You can stay connected with them, but don't get attached to them. Don't consider them as your family, as your well wisher, okay. You can stay in touch, you can stay connected, but stay in distance with them, okay. It is in your hand. You can control this, okay. And I hope you have gained all the insights, and I hope my reading will help you in some way or another. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next pile. This is the next pile that we have chosen, and let me get some cards. Okay, so right now I can see that there can be some kind of heartbreak, or in future there may be some kind of heartbreak that you may face. It can be either from your friends, it can be either from someone you are dating right now. Okay, but and from that heartbreak, it may be very easy, it may be very easier for the person who has broken your heart to recover, but for you it might sound a bit difficult, and it may take a while for you to recover from that. It can be from anyone who is very close to your heart right now, and you don't have to lose hope. Okay, currently you are not able to see that person, either you know that person, you are in connection to that person right now, and due to that you will be losing hope from yourself, and you can even fall sick. But the universe wants you to say that after 5 years you will either open your own business. You have a lot of ideas, and you have bright ideas, either in terms of career as well. You will be very the person who is very well established. You will go you will be at a position in your organization, at a very good position in your organization, or you will be a very successful businessman. Okay, if you will be working under someone, you will be at a good post in the top level of that particular organization, and you will be getting people who will truly value your efforts and who will motivate you. The only thing is you have to realize and recognize the people who are good for you and the people who are not good for you. Life In life we find people who truly appreciate us, but there are also double faced people that appreciate us on our face, and behind our back they are the ones who gossip about us. Okay, so you should not be a fool right here. You are only seeing good in others, but being too much in this mode of seeing good in others can also act as a disadvantage for us. Excess of everything is bad. You are optimistic, that is good, but try to see the real face of the people who are around you, who are with you, because this is the biggest uh, thing that can destroy us in our life. This is the worst thing that can happen, that people around you are only gossiping about us, they are blaming us behind our back, and they are making fun of us, and they are just connected with us for getting insights about our lives only. Okay, and in next 5 years you will be very successful in terms of money. Judgment will be passed in your favor. Okay, the only thing is you don't have to lose hope. If you will lose hope on people, you will stop talking to people, you'll be afraid to make to get attached to people, then it will be very difficult for you to move ahead in life. Okay, there may be a heartbreak, there may be you might come across someone who is gossiping about you behind your back, and you might catch them even red handed. Okay, it can also be the case. So the thing is that you have to just move forward. The main way of moving ahead in life will be to communicate with people, to make more connections, because in business or in career we have to make more connections. We have to get connected to more and more people. Okay, so you don't have to give up on everything. Just switch your friends, switch your well wishers. Okay, just try to cut your connections, or try to stay in a distance if you can't cut your connection with the people who are not good for you. Okay, and the only thing that can act as hindrance is yourself only. You yourself can become your enemy. Okay, your thoughts can become your enemy. Your way of looking the world can become an enemy, because if we are not able to get the love that we are giving to others back, then there are days when we give up on making connections, on being attached to people. But we have to move forward in life. We have to trust ourselves. We should not never judge ourselves or criticize ourselves, or criticize our life that we are not getting the people who love us, who support us. We should become our own supporter, our own motivator. Okay, so you have to act as your own motivator, as your own biggest supporter. If nobody is there with you, always remember God is always there with everyone. Okay, so you don't have to give up. Your parents, your family is always there for you. But other than your family, your friends, your well wishers, your relatives, just try to stay cautious, and don't tell your plans to anyone. Okay, there are good well wishers that are always by your side, like your parents, or the people who are very close to your heart. Okay, your very close family members. But other than that, don't trust anyone right now. Okay, this will benefit you in future a lot, and after the next 5 years, in coming 5 years, you will be very well established. You will be having everything that you have ever wished for. But the only thing is, you have to overcome with the heartbreak, or with the uh, behavior that people will be displaying towards you. Okay, the love that you are giving, you might not receive it back. Okay, it can be a heartbreak from a person you love. It can be a heartbreak from a friend you love. It can be a heartbreak from a colleague you love, or from the person you work with. Okay, it can be anything. Okay, so don't try to expect too much from everybody. Try to have expectations from your own self. Okay, and try to always go ahead in life, move forward in life, without thinking about what others are thinking, what others are saying, what others are doing. Don't get too attached to people. Don't get too worried to help others, to help the people who don't even care what you are doing and what you are facing in your life. And never be hard on yourself. Just move forward. There is a lot that you have to do. There are responsibilities that you have to manage. If you will give up on yourself, then it will be very difficult for you to get out of all this. Okay, so just move forward in life, and you have a very successful future that is waiting for you. The only thing is, you just have to be in a defensive mode. You have to see which are the people that are really good for you. The people that you hang out with, some of them are very dangerous for you. You have to just make sure that you are able to see their faces, real faces, and just try to disconnect with them for a period of time, or just stay away with them, stay away from them. Don't try to give them all the details of your life, what you are doing, where you are going, what are your plans in future, what you think you will be doing as a career. So don't take advice from them. Take advice from the very close people of your life, like your mother, your father, your siblings. But other than that, don't trust anyone. Okay, so I hope you are clear. I hope this reading helps you and it resonates. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.